Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is supposed to be for education of asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you and yours. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live, like now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you'll find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or you just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. In a moment, I'm going to be talking to you about the worst asexual dating experience with an asexual Indian guy to date. So stay tuned. First of all, though, if you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book. And it's real life asexual stories. So it's really good if you're new to asexuality and want to learn more about the asexual spectrum. I'm also the world's first asexuality coach. So I specialise in coaching asexuals and in coaching people in asexuality in all aspects of their asexual life. I specialise in dating and relationships. And I'm also the published author of this awesome fibromyalgia self-help handbook. Here you go. That's my superhero self on the back. It's Ace Fibre Girl. And this book is all about how to manage fibromyalgia, to have less pain, more energy, and feel happier like a superhero rock star. But the best thing about this is if you've got anxiety, you've got depression, this is a really great handbook and tool you can use to deplete your pain in life. 25 aspects of your life, even if you haven't got fibro. So it's really worth grabbing a copy of this as well. The links are down below in the description. So crack on with tonight's video then. The worst dating experience I've had with an asexual Indian guy. Now, I have to say, I've had a few bad dating experiences with Indian guys because, you know, I usually like Indian guys. And I've had some bad experiences, as in, you know, some experiences that the guy's meant to be asexual, but he don't come across like that to me, right? But at least with the other people, I actually liked them in some way. I actually felt something. So in the early hours of this morning, I get this guy messaging me. It's like 2 a.m. Well, yesterday morning now, because we're through to Friday and it was Thursday. So this guy connected with me right back in 28th of May this year, 2020, right? And he said, "Hi, I am Ace myself. How are you?" So he's saying he's asexual, right? And when he started messaging me on my phone, on Messenger, I actually found he'd sent me a message on Facebook around the same time. And I said, so then he said, I said, "Hi, that's great. Well, I'm openly asexual to the world, as you can see from my profile. I do a live stream for asexuals, but late tonight as I was working doing a video training course. I see you live in India. I live in the UK." And he's like, "I am from India. I live in Dubai, United Arab Emirates." And I'm like, "Okay. I'm looking for an asexual guy for a relationship in the UK. I don't want marriage, I don't want someone abroad, right?" And he's like, also don't want marriage." Now, this is really important. He said he also doesn't want marriage, and he said he's asexual. Wait while you hear the rest of it, right? So he said, "I only recently been to this community. I have a lot of issues." And I said, "Oh, I see. You're hiding about your asexuality. It's a secret." He's like, "I have a lot of issues. Yes, I still have doubt who I am." And I said, "Yeah, I need a guy who's openly asexual. Many aren't." And he's like, "Can you help me find who I am?" And I said that I wrote a book about asexuality. If you want to understand the asexual spectrum, I interviewed 46 asexuals. This is this book I'm talking about, right? Across the asexual spectrum, it's on India Amazon. Just type in Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories. It's an orange and purple cover and answers pretty much any and every question you may have about asexuality when you first come to know about it. I also have a free Asexuality Basics for Beginners course on my Asexualise Academy site. I have a free blog at asexualise.com, and of course this free YouTube chat show. I'm about to go to sleep as it's almost 7 a.m. here, and I worked through the night, so very tired. This was a while ago. And then he's like, "Can we talk sometime, some days?" Now, this is back in May, right? And then he's saying on the 30th of May, "Hi, how are you? Hi." And I put, "I'm just on the phone to one of my best asexual friends." He's like, "Can we have a talk?" And I said, "Not now. I'm about to go in the shower. I have training in less than an hour in a Facebook group and I cannot miss it. Then I'm Skyping my best asexual friend." And then he's like, you created the Acebook app. I'm like, no. Website. I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm Skyping my friend still. And no, I didn't. I have my channel here. And then he's like, why don't you talk with me? And I'm like, because I'm talking with my friend. He's like, where is he from? Do you know what I mean? It's like this guy's a jealous boyfriend or something. He doesn't even know me. And I already told you I'm looking, and I didn't say he actually. And I already told you I'm looking for a relationship with a guy in the UK already. No sex, no marriage, no kids. Going back to my friend now. So he gave me thumbs up, right? And then on the 1st of July, he just said hi. And then he decided to ring me at 2. Thanks for the thumbs up. Lots of love. Then he decided to ring me at 2:11 in the morning. This was yesterday, right? So I decided, because this guy, I thought, right, okay, like, you know, from watching my last video, that I like a British guy. I really, really, really genuinely like a British asexual guy, right? Like, I didn't think it would happen, but I really do like a British asexual guy. I've been talking to British asexual guys since the 1st of June this year, 2020. So, yeah, it's like I seem to be getting on more and more with the British guy and more attraction, right? But you know, I've always said that I thought my soulmate was Indian, right? So kind of now I'm kind of reassessing, is that the case, right? And maybe I still have an Indian soulmate, but I really like the British guy. Okay, so anyway, this guy is Indian, right? And he said he was asexual, didn't want marriage, but I just got a feeling from him, right? Because he's not friends with me on Facebook. I forgot, I thought he was, but it's not. And I just had a feeling when he said he's got a lot of problems and stuff. Like, I tend to stay clear of anyone that starts talking about, oh, I've got a lot of problems, I've got a lot of issues, right? So anyway, so I missed a call. So I actually decided to call him, right? I thought, I'm going to get this out the way, because I kind of wanted to test myself as well, if I'm honest. I wanted to test myself to see how I feel about an Indian guy. But I wasn't feeling good about this guy. I had a feeling about this guy wasn't very good from the beginning before I even called him back. So I kind of wanted to just like lay it to rest, put it to bed, whatever you want to call it. I wanted to just experience what it would be like. But I was hesitant, because I'm like, I really like the British guy now, and I feel a bit weird like video chatting with someone who's interested in dating or relationship with me when I actually like a British guy. But you know, the British guy I'm not actually in a relationship with at the moment. So, but I really like the British guy. Anyway, so I thought it'd be a good idea for me to video chat with this guy, but I wasn't really, like, my heart wasn't in it, to be honest. I will be honest about that. My heart wasn't in it at all, right? And so anyway, first of all, I thought he video called me because it said I missed a call. So I called him back by video, I think it was. I put my camera on, and he didn't have his camera on. He said he was shy, and I said, I'm sure you called me by video, so I don't know why you're shy. And he goes, oh, it was voice call. I like to do voice first, then I'll change it to video. Anyway, this has to be the worst dating experience of my life to date, because I was feeling bad the whole time I was talking to him. So I started talking to him, and one of the first things he says to me is that that basically he likes women that are older with big breasts. And it's like, this guy is saying he's asexual. He's saying he's not sexually attracted to anyone. Yet the first thing he starts talking to me about pretty much is he likes older women. Hi, Eddie. Yeah, exactly, Eddie. It was disgusting. So he started saying he likes women with big breasts, basically, and that are older than him, right? And basically he was it gets more right? And so he said he liked an older woman, and I established that he did meet me on Facebook, although he was messaging me last night on Facebook. He met me on Facebook. I said, I think that was you, wasn't it? He's like, yeah, that's the same person, me. And so anyway, so he started saying he likes older women, big breasts, and I'm thinking, you know, like, this is gross. I said to him, this is gross. You know, like, I'm not interested in women's bodies. I think guys who do that are disgusting. I know there's asexual guys who like women with big breasts, but quite frankly, it disgusts me. Men, stop saying the silent thoughts out loud. Oh, it's just disgusting. It absolutely repulses me. It repulses me that men oogle after women's breasts and like big breasts. It makes me feel sick, quite frankly, with you. And obviously, I'm a sex repulsed, for me, asexual, but I hate stuff like that. I don't like it if I'm with a boyfriend, he's there gawking at the cinema screen, looking at women's naked body. It's disgusting for me. It's totally uncomfortable. I kind of feel like it's cheating in a way, and I just feel it's disgusting. And so it really put me off, this guy, you know? And then that was like, because he said to me, can I ask you some personal questions? Do you mind? And I was thinking, well, this is a bit weird. I've only just started talking to you. And I'm like, well, it depends what it is. So I'll tell you if I'm uncomfortable with it. But I was kind of like thinking, I'm not feeling good about this guy. And he did eventually come on camera, but he has like facial hair. And I said to him, I said, you know, I can't be attracted to a guy really with facial hair. I just can't do it. And he's like, oh, I'll shave it for you. I said, well, you don't like need to. I've only just started talking to you. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know you. But I just felt really uncomfortable. And it gets worse, right? This guy said he was asexual, but I asked him about that because what happened was he then started asking me more questions. He started asking me if I like a guy's erection. And I'm thinking, what the F is going on here? I'm asexual. I do not want to be having these types of conversations. Remember, this guy has never video chatted with me before, audio called with me, and he's asking me sexual stuff that's making me feel sick. And then he's asking me, oh, do you like a guy's, like, basically sucking your, like, basically doing stuff to your breasts? And I'm like, no, I don't like a guy sucking my breasts. And he's like, oh, do you like a guy putting his head on your breasts? And I'm like, I don't mind putting my head on a guy's chest, but I'm not really happy with him putting his head on mine. You know, he's like, oh, what about, like, to your heart? And I'm like, no, I'd rather put my head into the guy's heart. And he seems too into telling you what you want to hear, and you cannot seem to grasp the concept of asexuality. It's just absolutely disgusting. I didn't want to hear this, Eddie. I really didn't want to hear this, right? And so he was asking me if I like a guy's erection. And he was asking me about the breast stuff, about doing stuff to the breasts. And then he was asking me about, oh, so what if you're sat on a guy's lap and he has an erection? How do you feel about that? I said, if you watch my YouTube channel, you'd know the answers to all these questions. And then, you know, I said to him, I don't think you're asexual. I said, all you have done since you spoke to me is ask me questions of a sexual, basically sexual questions about of the sexual nature. That's all you've talked to me about. Right, and he did start asking me some stuff about personality and what I like, but I was so uncomfortable, I didn't even want to talk to him anymore. It just made me really uncomfortable. I said, I'm not interested in, like, you know, he started asking me more stuff, and I said that I said, that's enough now. I just don't want to answer anymore. You're making me uncomfortable, right? These are all the talks one should have with your girlfriend or boyfriend, not person you just met. Exactly. And I was really uncomfortable. He made me really uncomfortable. It was someone I had no emotional attraction for, no emotional connection for whatsoever. I didn't even really like his look that much. I guess he could have been better looking had he got a clean shaven face, but I just didn't like him. I didn't like his energy. It was just all sexual. Anyway, I asked him about, I said, you're not asexual. I said, I don't think you're asexual. I said, all you've done is talk to me about sexual stuff. So he goes, I've got a problem with getting an erection. I said, oh, right, so you're impotent then, really? You're not asexual then, are you? He goes, well, kind of. See, this is the truth. This is the type of thing. And then he started talking about marriage. Because he started saying, I said, I want a guy in the UK. And he goes, oh, well, I might be coming to the UK in a few months for study. And I'm like, but I want a long-term boyfriend. You're just going to be here for study anyway. You're not going to be here permanently. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll be there for a while or something. And then he was like, about marriage. Now, I've just read out to you the fact that he said he didn't want marriage. Again, another one looking for a frigging visa. I'm damn well sure of it. You know, it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. He confused not getting a chubby with being asexual. What the? It's just disgusting. Not getting a chubby. I don't know what chubby is. Oh, get an erection, you mean? It's just disgusting. He must know what asexuality is to a certain extent, though, because he's on Facebook. I don't think he's stupid in that way. I think he knows what it is, but he's hiding, basically. He's pretending he's asexual, and really he's got problems getting an erection. But then he said, sort of. I mean, what the hell, sort of? Do you know what I mean? It was disgusting. And then he started talking about marriage, and clearly he's after a visa. And I caught him out big time. I went to the toilet because I needed to go to the toilet. And I came back and I heard him say, this is the worst woman to talk to. And then I said to him, I heard you say that. And then he made up some bullshit, excuse my language, about the fact that he was thinking about some other person and talking out loud to himself about that other person. I thought, I've never heard so much rubbish in my entire life. I said, yeah, I am a horror. I am the worst person to speak to because I'm not interested in this. It's making me uncomfortable and I need to get to sleep, because I told him in the beginning I was just about to go to sleep. You know, and he's going, oh, well, can we chat some more another time? And I said, I didn't answer him. I said, I've got to go to sleep. Oh, can we chat some more tomorrow? And then I'm like, no, because I'm busy tomorrow. I'm busy with my book work. I'm busy with other work. So no. And he's like, oh, well, I hope to chat to you some other time. Like, when can you chat? I'm like, I'm busy, you know? It's like, and anyway, with those questions, I think he's stupid. He's really a dullard. Yeah, I mean, he was trying to say that, oh, I like an older woman because she's intelligent and stuff, but I didn't want to answer him. So my answers not flowing like they usually be. They were kind of like, no, yes, do you know what I mean? Because I wasn't interested. I felt really, he was the worst Indian guy to talk to, asexual dating wise. I mean, obviously I say dating because I met him on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? It's like, not that I was actually dating him. Like, that's the first time I've actually video chatted with him, or audio called. You know, it's video part audio because he switched it from audio to video back to audio again. So it's kind of like disgusting. I felt so uncomfortable. It really kind of put me off Indian guys, actually, for a bit at least. It just like made me feel like horrible. It was disgusting. I had no emotional connection to him whatsoever. I didn't even really feel any romantic attraction for this guy. Like, he isn't really the type of asexual guy I would be interested in. And he's horrible. And his whole persona was sexual. All it was about was sexual genital body parts. He asked me if I liked the guy's genitals, and I said no. To me, it's like having a wiggly worm with a sack of potatoes. It's disgusting. I'm not interested in it, you know? It just made me feel sick. Absolutely sick. I'm really like, the more guys say this type of stuff to me, the more I know I'm genuinely, really, very, 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 very asexual and sex repulsed, because it really makes me want to throw up, honestly. It's disgusting, especially when someone you don't care about, have no emotional connection with, no real romantic attraction for, starts talking about this stuff. It's kind of like really disgusting. It's just like you've met a perverted he was in his 20s, as far as I know. But it's just like you've met some perverted stranger. And obviously I did see him on camera. It's just like you met some perverted stranger that's just trying to clinically talk to you about what you like and don't like. And I said, you know, this is so sexual because I'm just trying to ask you because I want to get to know you and what you like and don't like. And I was thinking, it's disgusting, Nick. This is the best description of man's parts ever. Lots of love, Nick. Thank you. A wiggly worm with a sack of potatoes. I'm glad you like that description. I'm never interested in male anatomy. Like, I don't mind sitting on a guy's lap in between his legs if I'm in a relationship with him and if I'm really close and I care about him. But I don't need to see that, and I especially don't need to talk about this type of thing with a guy that I don't even know, who's like pervy. As I said before, I was like this long ago, but when I met my love, I had to learn to be a different fellow and reverse all I was and relearn everything. Yeah, but at least you don't pretend you're asexual, Eddie. You're really good like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're willing to change and adapt and grow to be with an asexual person. You don't go around pretending you're asexual. But I mean, it's just disgusting. I mean, a problem, just to clarify, if anyone's just tuned in, a guy who hasn't a problem getting an erection, and that's why they can't have sex, it means you're impotent or got a problem similar to impotency, right? It's got nothing to do with asexuality. Of course, some asexuals can also be impotent, but asexuality is a lack of sexual attraction. right? In general, people who lack sexual attraction don't go round when they just meet someone going, oh, do you like an erect penis? I like big breasts, blah, 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 blah. It made me want to throw up, people, throw up. You know, I just thought it was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. It made me feel really disgusted. I just wanted to stop the conversation. This morning, I texted him, right? Because I thought I'll go to sleep and I will text him when I wake up. I prefer to do these things when I've had time to think and reflect. So I said, I've decided you are not for me and I don't want further contact from you. I wish you luck in your life journey. And I blocked him. You know, sometimes I like to end it properly. Sometimes I do because I like to just finish things completely. It's a bit like you I was going to say it's a bit like you dump someone. Obviously, I'm not in a relationship with this guy, but it's like, it's clarity. It's kind of like power. You take your power back when you've had a guy like that who's kind of draining you of power because he's talking about disgusting stuff like that. Like, it's by actually saying, look, I really don't want to be with you. I'm not interested in you. And then blocking, it reclaims your personal power. It puts all your personal power back with you because you've like actually categorically, instead of just kind of, but sometimes I will go, you know, I won't say anything because I've no need to. Blocking says everything. Sometimes you don't need to say anything like that. But with this guy, I wanted to actually say that because he could still message me on Facebook if he wanted to, because there I don't think there's any way of blocking people. And so, you know, if he really wanted to, he could start messaging me there, but I'm not interested. So I wanted to categorically tell him I wasn't interested. Man can't get his John Thomas to stand up and consider himself asexual in some way. Now I heard it all. John Thomas. But it's quite common for people who are impotent to start saying they're asexual because they can't have sex, basically. And it's ridiculous. Like, if you're impotent, like, you could possibly be with an asexual person if they wanted to be with you. But at the end of the day, someone who's impotent does act like this. They act really sexual because they want sex. They just can't have it. And therefore, they will be more and more sexual. That's the problem. If an asexual person actually gets into a relationship with someone who's impotent or can't have sex because of a disability, rather than being asexual, their mindset, attitude, and energy is completely different. It's still sexualized. It's highly sexualized. They would still want to have sex if they could. There's kind of a frustration in them. There's kind of a like, I would have sex if I could. I really kind of want it and I can't have it. And there's this kind of like battle. There's kind of like, do you know what I mean? And you can feel it, you know? And so it's just like disgusting, calling himself asexual and then asking all those disgusting questions. All he kept saying was, I just want to get to know what you like. And I was thinking, why? What's the point? I want someone in the UK anyway. I don't want to be in a relationship with him because he's gross to me. And it's just like hideous. Like, I wanted to run a mile. It's horrible. It's one of the worst dating experiences of my life to date. Because, I mean, at least the other guys I talked to, even if they were like that, because I've had guys like that before, at least I had some feeling towards them, like I was attracted to them in some way. This guy I wasn't really attracted to at all, even though he was Indian. I was just, like, gross. It was just, like, everything was gross. And it's like, really? How can you call yourself asexual when all you've talked about is sexual stuff from the moment I started speaking to you? You know, and does a woman really want to know that you go around, oh yeah, it was his fantasy about like having, and then later on about having the big breasts, older woman with big breasts. I thought, yeah, it's, I mean, you know, I said to him even, I said, if I wanted a sexual guy, I could get a sexual guy in the UK, a different guy every night of the week if I liked sex, but I don't. It's not hard. Obviously now it's harder to get a guy because clubs aren't open, but it's not really difficult, is it? I mean, even on some dating sites, I've seen people who are going and out to have sex when it's supposed to be social distancing, you know? Sexuals will do anything to get sex at the end of the day, a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not interested. It's just gross. Why would I want to be with a guy who wants to just go around looking at women's breasts? It's disgusting. I would prefer to be with a guy who really isn't interested in women's breasts. Is more interested in the face and personality. Because that's what I'm interested in, the guy, the face, not below the waist, and the personality and the frame. I like the guy's like shoulders, this type of bit. Do you know what I mean? But and his intelligence and the fact he's supportive. Not some blooming guy who just goes on about blooming breasts and erections and it's just grotesque, you know? To me, it's like, what's the point in being with that type of guy when I could just get a sexual guy? I mean, sexual guys don't ask me stuff like that. Like, they may say eventually something, but you know what I mean? When you first meet them, most sexual guys do not come out with all that stuff, you know? It's just like, disgusting. Do you know what I mean? It's just disgusting. And it's like, you know, what's the difference between you and a sexual person? You're calling yourself asexual when really you're clearly not, because you're talking about disgusting stuff all the time. All he cares about was that. I mean, he was asking me other questions, but it was more like small talk just to get to the fact that he really wanted to talk about sexual stuff. And it's like, I just felt so uncomfortable. It's gross. And it's like, how dare you? How dare you use the asexual orientation to blooming be a creep like this? It's disgusting. And why are you talking to women like that, you know? Yeah, I'm an older woman. Yes, there's loads of guys, young guys, that fantasize about sex with an older woman. There's loads of sexual guys I can easily get. It's very not difficult for me. It's more harder, actually, to get an asexual guy who likes an older girl, or doesn't mind an older girl, than it is a sexual guy. I can easily get guys in their early 20s or going up all the way upwards. Loads of younger guys like older women to have sex with. It's their fantasy. I know that, but it's like I'm supposed to be talking to a guy who's asexual, not blooming sexual. And it's like, well, I may as well just be with if he was the only choice, I may as well just be with a sexual person. He's not the only choice, obviously. World's my oyster, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I may as well be with a sexual guy because they're less sexual than you are, mate. And you're supposed to be asexual. Yeah, sexual guys don't just the first conversation they talk about that. I've actually had some conversations with sexual guys that doesn't go like that. They actually tell me a bit about themselves and other stuff, and they don't start asking me about what I like to do physically. It's just disgusting, you know? And what annoys me is these guys have the gall to think that they're entitled to have a relationship with me if they come to the UK. This is what I really have not talked about very much on this show, is the sense of entitlement. It's kind of like, oh, Sandra wants a foreign guy. I like the look of her. I'm just going to message her and think that it's going to be me she's going to be with. And it's disgusting. It's like, I'm not some piece of meat. I'm not some piece of meat that you want to stick your teeth into. And it's like, oh, because Sandra likes foreign guys, she'll be with me, because like it's kind of like, oh, she can't get anyone else, I must be the only one. I mean, do they not think there's loads of foreign guys that talk to me and can message me and stuff? Do they not think about stuff like that? You know, it's kind of like, I have had this before about expectations, you know, they just expect, it seems like when they message me, they think they're the only one and that I'm going to jump at the chance of being in a relationship with someone. I've categorically said on this channel a million times before, even if I was with an Indian guy, I do not want marriage. Eddie, I don't think I ever pictured my girlfriend naked or I had a need to want to see her chest. I see many pics of her and I never stared at that area. Wow, I just realised this. Oh, that's amazing, Eddie. Especially considering you're not asexual. Lots of love to you for that. Thank you so much. That's really good. You know, really good. You know, and it just disgusts me. I don't want to be with a guy who goes around oogling women's breasts. I don't want to be with a guy who watches porn either. That really disgusts me. I know there's some asexuals who do these type of things, but that guy who does this type of thing is not for me. I'm not interested in a guy who does anything to do with BDSM, anything to do with porn, or anything to do with women's breasts. I don't like any of that. To me, it's disgusting, repulsive, and I want to throw up. Like, I started my erogenicity channel, right? And I have, like, linked to it. But, you know, I actually get disgusted a lot of the time at sexual stuff. So I find it really hard to even do that channel anymore. And I only just started that because it's like, I'm really disgusted. I absolutely hate sex. I really detest it. That much. Nick, I can't imagine thinking of my girlfriend in that way. Eddie, exactly. Yeah, it's just horrible. I felt like a piece of meat, and I really hate the fact that these people, honestly, I've had it loads of times with guys. It's like they come in my life and it's like, oh, well, they're only going to want to be with me and they're going to want to marry me. Like, I've got, you know, like, I don't need a guy for marriage. I don't need a guy to financially support me. I don't need to live with a guy. I don't need kids. I don't want kids, you know. I don't need marriage. I don't need any of that, you know. I just want a guy who's really crazy about me in an asexual way, who loves kissing a lot, who loves cuddling a lot, and who'll go out on dates with me and spend lots of quality time in my arms, cuddling and kissing and going out to the cinema, zoos, aquariums, theme parks, all that type of thing, out for meals and stuff like that. Eddie, they want to change you. They think they have title for that. Yeah, but it's the title. I don't want marriage. Marriage is, to me, is a contract of jail. Like, I know some asexuals like marriage, right? But to me, it's like being in jail. It's like, you like me and love me for who I am and stay with me regardless of no piece of paper. That takes more commitment to tell, for a guy to say to thousands of women, go do a hike because I've got a girlfriend, than it does to just wear a ring. Do you know what I mean? Because they're not going to know you're in a relationship unless you damn well tell them. And it really annoys me when guys don't say anything, right? When they don't say they've got a girlfriend. It's like, hello, if a girl's talking to you and being really friendly, it usually means they're chatting you up. In which case you should say, oh, I'm going to be texting my girlfriend in a minute. It's not difficult, people. It's not difficult. I'm going to be texting my girlfriend in a minute. My girlfriend's going to do a video call with me tonight. I can't wait to see my girlfriend again. These are the lines you should be using. But you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like I'm more of a man than men are. Some men. Do you know what I mean? It's like, man up, for goodness sake. Like, I'm more of a man. Like, I even think I'm more of a guy than a lot of guys, because it's like, come on, have a backbone, people. Right? Have a backbone. And I have to tell you something that's very, very, very strange. If you do ever get into a relationship, you'll find that maybe before you weren't attractive to a lot of people, or maybe before a lot of people weren't after you for a relationship. They weren't even interested in you. But as soon as you get into a relationship, usually you'll have more people after you. It's kind of like, I don't know, a placebo effect or something. It's really weird. So once you are taken, everybody wants you. When you're not taken, it can mean that nobody wants you, or seems like nobody wants you, right? This is what can happen. So as soon as you get into a relationship, you got to be prepared to say, no, I'm in a relationship now. I've got my person. I don't need your attention. I don't need this from you. Eddie told my girlfriend she's the only one I want, and if others try to talk me in that way, I'll tell her right away about it. Yes, it's good, Eddie. It's good, Eddie. I mean, I want a guy who's super strong, who's nice to women, but not to the point where he doesn't realise what they're up to. Women are very cunning. Like, I have, the majority of my friends are guys, because I trust guys actually more than I trust women a lot of the time. And the reason for this is because a lot of women, when I was a kid, and even now, they lie. They are very manipulative. And especially with guys, they try and flutter their little eyelashes. And it's like, I'm such a damsel in distress, come and rescue me. It's like, for goodness sake. And I need a guy who's really strong, who's very not, I like him to have feminine traits. He doesn't have to be a macho guy. I don't like macho men. But I like a guy who I call man up, because I can man up, even though I'm female. I just use that term to mean be strong, be straightforward, be direct, and say what you mean, and step up to the plate and lead the way. And if a woman comes near you, if you're in a relationship, it's like, I've got a woman. I don't need your attention. I don't need you, you know? No thanks. And to recognise that, not wait for 55,000 hours where the woman goes, oh, hi, how are you? Oh, it's so nice to see you. Oh, can we be friends? It's like, you don't realise what they're up to. They're just playing you to get in your pants, usually, or to get into your affections, so that you just pay them loads of attention all the time. And you know what I mean? They just play the damsel in distress card. It's like, can't you see what they're up to? But the thing is, I have a great ability to be able to see things in other people that other people can't. When people think the sun shines out of someone's backside, I can see clearly through them and what they're really like. And it's very difficult sometimes, because you're like the only person in the world that can actually see what this person's truly like. I've been able to have this gift, or torture, whichever you want to call it, since school. I know what these people are really like. I mean, how many times have I found out that a guy who says they're asexual isn't actually asexual? How many times? Absolutely tons of times. Absolutely mountains of times. The number of guys I found out who are not really asexual, and the number of guys who are asexual, apparently, but then they just start talking sexual. It's like, it's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. I think the guys I was with in the past weren't even like this, and they were sexual. They were heterosexual. They didn't go around saying, oh, hello, I want to talk about dick now and boob. Do you know what I mean? This is when they first met me. They just didn't do that type of thing. I mean, literally, they didn't do that stuff, you know? Laugh out loud. Yeah, Eddie, exactly. But I just like, you know, like, I think a lot of guys these days, like, I don't like macho guys. I don't like toxic masculinity. I like a guy with some feminine traits, I do. But I like a strong guy at the same time, a guy who knows his own mind, who'll stick up for himself and for me, who'll know, you know, like, I'm openly asexual. I need a guy that's openly asexual. This guy was hiding his asexuality, his secret, probably because he's not even asexual. He's impotent, right? But there's so many people that are hiding their asexuality. It's like, people, come on, stop hiding who you truly are. You know, the only way we're going to get recognised, asexuality recognised on a global scale, is if more people come out as asexual and stop hiding behind a heterosexual veil. Because if we really want to make a difference as a whole collective community, we need to get asexuality recognised as sexual orientation globally. This means more people need to come out as asexual. More people need to come out of school. More people need to come out to their family, friends. More people need to rise up and be who they were born to be, rather than living in the shadow of other sexual people who think they own the world when they don't, you know? And, you know, I need a guy who's really strong for me. Someone who's openly asexual to the world, like I am. Well, they don't need to be in the public eye like I am, but they need to be proud to be asexual, to be with an asexual girl. Because when I get into a relationship, you know, I'm going to talk about them on this channel. I'm going to be careful what I say, obviously, because I have a lot of private conversations with them as well. But I'll still be talking about them because they'll be part of my life. They'll be a huge part of my life. And I'm not going to keep it secret that they're asexual, if they are going to be asexual, which I think they will be, because I can't be with a sexual guy. You know, so it's really important for me that I get a guy who's super strong like that, who's happy for me to talk about stuff like that and share the fact he's asexual as well. And obviously, if I go and meet a guy whose family don't even know he's asexual, and I say, oh, I'm asexual, I'm with an asexual guy, they'll be like, what the heck? Do you know what I mean? So it's very important that I get some guy who's really, really super strong, right? And who knows his own mind, who can say no to women, who knows what he wants categorically, and it doesn't F around, you know? And certainly not a guy who talks like sexual stuff to me and thinks he's just entitled to be in a relationship with me just because I said on my profile on Facebook, oh, I like young guys who are Indian. It's like, there's hundreds of thousands of Indian guys in the world. Do you know what I mean? I can take my pick, thank you very much. Nick, what about people who are private about their lives? Hello, beautiful Sandra, love you. Thank you, Liam. Thank you, Liam. What about people who are private about their lives? Well, it's up to people what they do. But me personally, I could not be in a relationship with a guy who wasn't openly asexual, because I am not hiding the fact I'm asexual. I do a lot of work for asexuals, and I want him by my side throughout that. He doesn't have to be in the limelight like I am, but he would need to be supportive and like proud to be with asexual. You know, I'll be talking about asexuality. I won't stop talking to his family or friends or relations about asexuality, because it's what I do. For, you know, 5 years I've been helping asexuals now, you know, and I won't stop. So I need a guy who's really proud to be with an asexual girl and who's happy to say he's asexual himself. I mean, people have their private lives, but I think in terms of asexuality, more people should say that they're asexual to help the general asexual population community to have, you know, to actually, you know, grow our orientation visibility. The more people who stay quiet about their sexual orientation isn't really helping anyone. Do you know what I mean? In the greater wide world. I do understand that some people are private though, but I just, for me, it's like my sexual orientation is a major part of who I am. Why would I hide that? Why would I hide that, you know? But obviously not everyone thinks the same as me, Nick. You know, some people are private, some people don't want to say. But for me personally, I could not be with a guy who's not like that, because I'm not going to hide the fact he's asexual. I don't like being restricted and trapped. I won't be with a guy if he can't be open about his asexuality and he doesn't want, you know, me to talk about asexuality. That's it. It can't be that way. I'd rather stay single, because my life purpose is hi beautiful Sandra, love your channel, thank you. Because, you know, I do a lot of work for asexuals. It's my life. Asexuality is my whole life. It's my life purpose to get it recognised globally as a sexual orientation in its own right, so that no asexual has to live in fear of ridicule ever again. I need a guy who will be supportive by my side and stick up for that, you know? I don't expect him to do stuff like I do, work for asexual like I do, but I expect, as a loving partner, for him to want to support me in that, and for him to like say to his family, you know, Sandra's very open about being asexual. She does a lot of work for asexuality. She really like helps people to feel better about themselves who are asexual. She helps people to come out who are asexual. You know, she doesn't actually like sex and say, you know, I'm not into sex either, because what can happen is, right, is the family can think that the guy is hard done by. That, oh, you're with someone who doesn't, thanks for the thumbs up, lots of love, you're with someone who doesn't want sex, well, you're going to miss out, aren't you, if you're not having sex? And why would you want to be with a girl who doesn't want to have sex? And, you know, where are my grandchildren? And what about all this? Like, do you know what I mean? There's a whole host of questions that come with someone who's asexual and they've got a partner who doesn't admit they're asexual too. It's like, how can you actually have a relationship if someone's out and someone's not? I guess if two people are both private about it, they want to keep it private, they don't want anyone to know about it, maybe that would work for them. But for me, that just wouldn't work, you know, because you know, it would raise questions. It'd be like, you know, like, it would be like, the other person's missing out, because it's like, why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want sex? Their family wouldn't make sense of that. But if they knew, their family knew that they were asexual too, they'd be like, God, I'm really happy you found someone, because it's quite rare to find someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's really nice. You've got someone special for you. And so, you know, you know, I think in order to have a relationship with another asexual person, to really, like, if you're searching on asexual dating sites and you're really serious about finding a relationship with someone, you need to be out about it. It's like people who are gay and not openly gay. You know, they do everything behind closed doors. I mean, how must that feel for their partner? Do you know what I mean? Like, some people maybe like that, but to me, it's like, if you're gay, be happy about it. Be open about it. Be honest about it. Shout your love to the world. Why not? You know? And so, you know, I just think, you know, it's much better to be open. I'm a person that likes authenticity, openness. And I think if you're having a relationship with someone, really, it's important that people know around you, in my personal opinion. However, I do not have everyone that shares my opinion, as you'll find out in my Asexual Guide to Sex book that I'm still working on. You'll find a difference of opinion on this to me. Because one of the questions I ask in my Asexual Guide to Sex book is, when should you tell someone you are asexual? So you will be very interested to know there's a variety of different perspectives in my Asexual Guide to Sex book, and I'm still working on that. It's going to take a bit longer now because I've got a full-time store sales manager's job. So and I've got to go to sleep soon because I've got to get up in a few hours for my day job now. So yeah, it's, you know, so not everyone shares my vision, not everyone agrees with me, but I personally, you know, like, I'm quite thankful that my friends, my closest friends, usually they're out about being asexual. You know, it's very freeing, because, you know, like, if I'm on my Facebook and say, oh, you know, like, I'm with my asexual best friend, and it's good for asexuality, it's good for people to see there are other people out there that are asexual. Do you know what I mean? That you can meet people in real life, that you can actually have friends in reality. It's not fictitious, it's not made up, it's not some sort of thing in your head. It's actually genuinely real, you know. And I think the more people see asexual couples together, the more it inspires other asexuals to know that they are not alone and they can find someone for a relationship. So for me, it's about, like, helping other people, not just myself. It's about freeing oneself as well, and to be who you were born to be, and to, like, explaining to families, you know, like, because at the end of the day, when you do get into a relationship, you get into a relationship with the person and their family usually. I know that sounds weird, but, you know, their family kind of comes as part of a package a lot of the time, you know, you can't really avoid it. And so, like, I need to be with a guy who's, like, quite happy for his family to know all about what I do for asexuals, and, like, you know, is, like, cool about it, you know, so I can just talk openly to their family about it, you know, and all the work I do. It's a very big part of my life. There's a lot of asexual guys that really aren't up for that. And the stupid or weird thing is, sexual guys don't care. If I got in a relationship with a sexual guy and I talked about asexuality all the time, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't care if I told them, you know what I mean? And Nick, unless they don't want to have anything to do with their family. Yeah, they might not want anything to do with their family, Nick, but we don't know what's going to happen down the line. So the danger is like, they don't have to tell their family if they don't speak to them, you know, but they shouldn't hide it at the same time. Do you know what I mean? If they don't have anything to do with their family and they don't talk to them, then there's no need to have a conversation. But if they are actually in touch with the family and they are speaking to them, you know what I mean? It's more comfortable for the other person if they're out about, especially if this person that's out about being asexual like me, for them to know. But obviously, if they're not talking to their family whatsoever in any way, shape, or form, they don't need to start a conversation, do they, with their family? I do know there's very few people like that. But do you know what I mean? It's you know, some people don't want anything to do with their family. For whatever reasons. I know some of the reasons that might be. You know, and so, you know, but I know, like, because I like younger guys, a lot of the younger guys I like, they're still living at home with their parents or likely to go back there after study, you know, or, you know, like, and if I'm with a younger guy, you know, the younger guy has got to have a family that's okay with him being with an older girl, or that he can convince them it's fine, that's what he wants. Do you know what I mean? Because the reason I say this is, like, I could say, oh, it doesn't matter what the family think, but at the end of the day, it does. I've been in 2 long-term relationships, and it makes a hell of a difference when you get on with the person's family and parents than it does when you don't. If you don't get on with, like, the potential mother-in-law, if you're married but you're not getting married, so the potential, like, kind of mother-in-law that you're not gonna be that by marriage, then, you know, if you don't get on with those type of people, it can make your life hell. I've experienced that in the past. I don't want that again. So now I'm very consciously aware that I need to get on with that person's family, and they need to like me for who I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, even if they don't fully understand everything, it's important. Um, you know, and I just personally, for me, because I'm open about asexuality, I need someone like that, you know, and I think that's the same with anyone who's asexual and open. And you really need another open asexual person, because otherwise it would be weird. It'd be like, oh, I'm asexual, but I'm not revealing to you what my partner is. It's like, it's kind of like not very natural, not very relaxed. It's kind of like weird. It's kind of like you're on your own. A person should be very proud to be asexual. You know, so many people who are asexual seem to be living in fear or ashamed or think it's something wrong. And it's not helping us as a community. It's better to just shine your light and be beautiful you know. And if people don't like it, stuff it. I mean, if you've got a person that you're in a relationship with who's also asexual, other people can't really say anything anyway. So if you're asexual and they're asexual and you're together already in a relationship, like, what can they say? They can't say, well, it's not real, or it doesn't work, or you can't do that, because you're already doing it. So it makes anything argument they have absolutely redundant. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone says, oh, well, you're not going to be able to get a relationship if you don't want sex, if you're already in a relationship and got a partner, like, it'll be like, and they're asexual too, it'll be like the whole conversation will be redundant. It'll be absolutely ridiculous to carry it on. And there's strength in numbers, you know? There's absolute strength in numbers. So if you've got a partner who's asexual too, or asexual friends, asexual colleagues, you know, people that you know that are asexual, there's strength in numbers, and it backs up your argument for asexuality being real, seeing as a lot of people still don't believe asexuality is real, you know. So I think it's very important to just obviously it's your life, and I'd say do what you want to do, but I think if someone's out, like, if you're a person who's still dating or looking to get into a relationship, and I think you need to be honest about, like, your asexuality whilst you're looking for someone, because I don't see how people can have a proper relationship, adult relationship, if people are hiding themselves. Like, you know, like, if I'm on asexual dating sites and saying that I'm open about being asexual, and my family know about it, my friends know about it, everything, that's going to make the asexual person feel a lot more secure and happy. Like, my parents know I'm going to be with a younger guy. They've known that for years. They're cool about it. But even if they weren't cool about it, I'd still do it. I'd still be like, it's who I am. My parents are really cool about stuff like that, luckily for me. But you know, they don't, you know, they kind of know that I'm really young. But I've prepared them. You know, when you prepare someone in advance, things are not so shocking for them. So I've prepared them in advance for the fact I'm going to be with a younger guy. I told them Indian, most likely around 23, 24. But now I do actually like a British guy. So I'm seeing where that goes, you know. I certainly do not want to get with this Indian guy that I'm talking about, who's being disgusting in this video. I don't want anything to do with him, so I've blocked him on Facebook. I'm glad, you know. It's just disgusting. I can't believe the amount of people that I meet that say they're asexual and all they want to do is talk to me about sexual stuff. I've met some other guys who say they're asexual, and literally when I stop talking about sexual stuff, they don't even want to know me anymore. You know? All they do is want me to arouse them by talking about kissing, and so they can get hard, to be quite honest with you, and it's just disgusting. It's like, I'm here to be used as, am I not? Do you know what I mean? I'm not interested in that. It gives me, it gives me no pleasure, and it's just boring, and it's just like, I've got to be with a guy who predominantly loves me for my personality more than anything in the world, loves my looks, but personality got to be why he stays with me, not to do with sexual stuff. Because at the end of the day, personality is the most important thing, like morals, values, beliefs, shared interests, commonalities, shared emotional connection and experiences, shared feelings of love, of compassion, of mutual respect, of caringness, of wanting to be with that person, doing whatever it takes to be with that person, sharing your life with that person. It's not based on blooming genitalia, boobs and dicks. It's just disgusting. It absolutely disgusts me. So it's the worst dating experience of my life, because I had no emotional connection to the guy. He was creeping me out, and it's just horrible. Ugh. Anyway, I'm gonna go to sleep because I need to get some sleep before work. And I'll see you on the next video live stream. Thank you so much, Nick, for taking part. Lots of love to you. Give my love to your beautiful, beautiful partner. And lots of love to Eddie, and lots of love to Liam. I really thank you for tuning in. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments in the meantime that you haven't already been in chat about, then leave them down below underneath the description. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the great big subscribe button and hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now and post a new video. I'm going to say thank you very much, Nick, and Eddie, and Liam, and lots of love to everyone else that's watching. Brace your quaggy on each other. Take care. I'll see you on the next live stream or video. Bye.